My name is Ruchika Jinde, and today I'm here to talk about the topic challenges faced by working women in India. India is a traditional country, and there is diversity in religions, culture, and customs. In previous times, the role of women in India was mostly limited to household and domestic issues. As times have progressed, plenty women are in male dominated working fields. Many are nurses, doctors, but also have excelled in areas like CEOs, field working scientists, and those are just to name a few. Now, even though there has been a rapid growth in women employment, preference is still given to the male counterpart. Women in India are faced with a lot more challenges than their counterparts in the other countries. Besides, so many efforts that from the past years, the female section of society is still deprived in comparison to the male section. A few challenges faced by working women include pay gap, workplace harassment, gender discrimination, sexual harassment, job insecurity, lack of family support, traveling safety, and etc. Further, explaining a few, it is common knowledge that for every dollar a man makes, the women make 73 cents, 0.73 cents for the fact that irrespective of the fact that both of them have the same qualification and work on the same level. If not, more sacrifices are made by the women counterpart. Indian women face blatant discrimination at their workplaces. They are often deprived of promotions and growth opportunities. A major of working women continue to be denied their right to equal pay even if the job done by both parties is same. Moving on to job insecurity, unrealistic expectations, especially in the times of corporate organizations, put pressures on the employee and causes tremendous stress, increased workload, extremely long hours, and intense pressure to perform at peak level all the time for the same way leaves the employee physically and emotionally drained. Family support is a major issue that working women suffer from. At times, the family doesn't support women to leave the household work and go to the office. They also resist for women working till late hours in office, which hampers with the performance of women and also their promotions. Personal demographic like age, level of education, marital status, number of children, personal income, and number of jobs characteristics like job tenure, size of employing organization, hours worked per week, etc., are factors that add to the challenges faced by the working women. So, in conclusion, I'd like to say that the efforts put in by the community are for sure applaudable, but still not enough. It is time for government to enforce stricter laws regarding the issues discussed in my speech, but not limited. A fundamental change is required in attitudes of employee, family, members, and the community. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you, sir.
Then division D roll number one is there.
So it was Division C, roll number one, Ruchika.
Yes, yes, I know that. I'm asking now. Division D roll number one is there. Division D roll number one. Division C roll number two. Division D. Division C roll number two is there. Then division D roll number two. Division C roll number three. Division D roll number three. Then roll number four.
Yes, sir.
Are you ready with your speech?
Yes, sir.
Please start. Yes. Please on your camera and start. Yes, yes.
Is it visible, sir?
Good morning, one and all present here. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible, beta.
Good morning, one and all present here. Myself, Manashri Mhatre. I would like to speak here on the topic of careers for Indian women. Um as we know, after independence, uh, there, there has been a radical change in the position and power of the woman. According to our constitution, men and women have fundamental rights as well. She is allowed to join profession. Today we have women's legislators, women governors, women ministers, women's ambassadors, and even female prime minister in Mrs. Indira Gandhi. There are women doctors, women teachers, women doctors, uh, even uh, even even some are female civilians and military officers. Some of them are also top positions. With the encouragement of education in the country, our modern sisters and daughters have all given their oil to their old leaky conflicts. Today, they are moving forward with their brothers in every part of life. In Indian women, Indian women are Indian women have in various fields of life as politicians, scholars, then judges, diplomats, and ambassadors. Established fact that women are more intelligent, more skilled, and painful than men in every part of life. In spite of this situation, women are not generally suitable for every profession. There are some businesses and careers that women should choose because they are more suitable for these businesses, mentally, physically, and culturally too. The best careers for women in India is of the teacher. Women are women are academically more socially active, find the results of major courses in an Indian universities, and surprisingly, our young women catch most of the merit seats. At the primary level, a female teacher is more capable than male teacher. Even in the primary stage of education, uh, women can prove themselves best teachers on the basis of gift, sympathy, affection, and honey. Even then, second career option for women in India are women are appropriate doctor or in a nurse is as doctors and nurses, women can serve the country more efficiently than men. It has been found that women are better nurses, and due to their delicate and soft hands, they can uh, they are better surgeons. There is a grain of truth in saying that the voice of woman is a cure and cure. Women have and judges than men. One of them enable them to understand reality and to deep objective and psychology. Fulfill uh, will anything argument and judge, judge the things as judges. And there are the best careers for women in modern India. For example, teachers, doctors, nurses. Apart from these businesses, women have worked remarkably well in the form of receptionists, air hostess. But generally, women have different types of abilities like archivists, stenographers, assistants, musicians, radio singers, announcers, like announcers, painters, and uh, talented and successful women on small scale as excellent business management. And some have been awarded national awards. Women are no longer physically women are no longer for military and police departments. But should be uh, women should be encouraged to and the military, BSF, CSR, and Delhi police have gifted women battalions. With the lead taken by Miss Ahalwalia, we will soon be steps into the field of atmosphere. In fact, women are less naturally less selfish and more qualified than men, and India's future is truly bright with participation in women's reconstruction. Thank you.
Good, excellent.
Thank you, sir.
Well prepared and very effective also. Then Division D roll number 4, Prajakta.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes.
I'm audible, sir.
Yes, yes, you are audible. Continue.
Warm good morning to the excellence, my respected class teacher, and my dear colleague. I would like to speak over the topic what and who is an average person. The world is filled with two types of people, successful people and the average people. Average category falls right in the middle. You can't call them successful because when they do get there, they will move out of this category. And you can't call them unsuccessful because they are doing okay from their perspective. Oh, and by the way, they don't like to be called average. With my experience, I have come to conclude a few characteristics of average people as to how they think, how they behave, and what to expect. First characteristics of the average people is the average people talk about other people and the successful people, but the successful people talk about ideas. Gossiping and bagging of others are popular among the average people. They just can't help but talk about other people, often with a vein of jealousy. But the successful people do is discuss various ideas that could improve their lives. Then the second characteristics of the average people is the average people set goals, but they just say that one day I will be very rich, but they are not working in that direction. They are not working hard for their goal, but the successful man is working day and night for their goal. The third characteristics of the average people is the average people waste time. Average people are always finding ways to get out of work. They spend their time to watching TV, partying, making fun of the others. Whether they want to be a rapper, superhero, or scientist, your time is better spent in the lab than partying. Successful people. But the successful people don't spend their time; they invest their time. They make sure that however they spend minute, that 1 hour, they will get a return in the future in the terms of memories, money, knowledge, experience, and the confidence. Then the fourth characteristics of the average people is the average people let their thoughts influence, but the successful people influence their thoughts. Everyone has doubt and negative thoughts once in a while. It's just the human nature and the way our brain functions. Then many people accept these thoughts as the ultimate truth and let them decide their lives. On the contrary, outstanding people are conscious of the impact their thoughts have, so they influence their thinking to make it work for and not against them. Then the fourth characteristics of the average people. Fifth characteristics of the average people is the average people to complain about life, but the successful people adapt to life throws at them. The fact is, everybody experiences difficulties. Both people at the bottom as well as ones at the top struggle with something. Whenever average people simply wish life was easier, but the successful people, individual accept the way it is and find an alternative path. From these characteristics, I conclude that the common man or average people dreams but forget to work hard to fulfill it. Thank you.
Good. So I'm happy that you are well prepared and you are performing well. Then Division C, roll number 19. 19 is there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, start.
Good morning, sir. My topic is economic
Good
development
morning.
in India after independence. Sir, I am audible.
Yes, yes, you are audible.
The economy of India is also known as middle income developing market economy. At that when India gained independence, the literacy rate of India was about 12%, but after now it is raised to 74%, which contributes a lot in Indian market. And after that, few cold wars happen and some payment crisis also happen, due to which the GDP come down and it has adversely affected the GDP of India in 1991. But after some time, industrialist businessmen come into the market and which cause a great rise in the uh, GDP of India, the 76% rise in our annual average GDP. So businesses, tourism, and industrialists contributes a lot in GDP after independence. Before independence, it was agriculture through which our GDP was at the peak level. Agriculture used to contribute 50% of GDP in India, but now it's totally businesses, industrialists, and many more. 21st century, everything is changed due to technology, due to which our GDP has changed because of technology and new AI things. Which and my personal opinion is that everyone should do businesses, should start one industry instead of doing job, because starting a small business also matters a lot in increasing the GDP of our country, as it gives services to many people, gives job. But corporate sectors also contributes a lot in economic development of our India. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Then Division D, roll number 11 is there. Division D, roll number 11.
Yes, sir.
Start.
Good morning, sir, and my all dear friends. My topic is the sense of humor is essential. A man with a good sense of humor is able to grab the subject or joke quickly and have ability to respond it thoroughly. Having good sense of humor helps to understand things in time and make feel happy. It helps to get socially connected, well connected, and help to get more friends. Uh, Whereas the man with poor sense of humor is quite socially inactive and more likely to have less friends. Uh, Many of the researchers have proved that the sense of humor helps to keep our mental and physical health, and boost attractiveness and improve our leadership. There are variety of theories and style of humor, each of which improves our understanding of subject. Humor may be critical life skill, but not, but can be taught. Uh, okay, sir. Thank you.
Division C, roll number 6.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir, and everyone present here. Today, I am here to speak about dowry. Today, our society is full of evils, and one of the greatest evil is dowry. Now, what is dowry? Dowry is the transfer of parental property, money, upon the marriage of a daughter. In India, its roots are from the medieval times when a gift in cash or kind was given to a bride to maintain her independence after the marriage. During the colonial period, it became the only legal way to get married. Dowry is like a two-edged save you as well as assume a case where a girl from a rich family is getting married and her parents are giving dowry in her marriage to start her new life, let's say to buy a house or setting up her life. Where is dowry going wrong here? Everything is looking fine. We add some more. Dowry leads to gender inequality. The dowry leads to gender inequality. People see daughter not as an asset, misfortune or burden that has to be passed along. Many crimes. Dowry leads to many crimes like harassment and domestic violence. I think that are very very severe. Like if they got to know the child is a girl, the child is killed in the womb of mother itself, and this is increasing day by day. We know that 10 million marriages are happening every year in India, but only 10,000 cases are uh, registered for dowry, and we know that 99% marriages are following dowry practices. But where is the where is the key of dowry? The key of dowry is lying in the willingness. The word willingness. Are the parents willing to give dowry or not? If they are willing, there is no problem. Willing, we should not force them to give dowry. There, that is the case where the crimes are happening. Then how to prevent dowry? To prevent dowry, we have to educate your daughters, encourage them to have their own career, be independent and responsible, and treat them equally and without any discrimination. And it is the responsibility of youth not to give and take dowry. This way we can eradicate dowry from India. Thank you, sir. सर आप म्यूट हो सर.
Division D, roll number 17.
Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, sir. So, good morning, respected sir and dear my friends. I am here to speak few lines on an only child is an unlonely child. So today I got a golden opportunity to speak few lines on this fish. Actually, my topic is and kids who learn anything differently aren't the only ones who can feel lonely or up from other kids. Most people feel like that. Most people feel that way at some point, but research shows that kids who learn and think differently are more likely than their peers to struggle with loneliness, and they often have a harder time dealing with those feelings when they have them. There are lots of reasons of to learn and think differently might feel lonely. For starters, they are more likely to be bullied or left out. They can have an experience or connecting with people and struggling in school, and socially can make this and socially can make kids feel bad about themselves. They might feel alone. They might feel nobody understands them or their challenges. They might even withdraw. But there is a difference between loneliness and being alone. Some people like spending time alone. That goes for kids and adults. As long as they have the ability to make friends and connect with other people when they want to. But being alone is a preference, not a problem. Just because kids are being alone, that doesn't necessarily mean that they are lonely. They may just have a hard time entertaining themselves and are bored. And also, loneliness isn't always about being alone. Some kids also feel isolated even when they are with others. They feel like nobody around them shares or understands their challenges or their feelings or anything, etc. How loneliness can impact kids. There are many ways it can impact kids. When kids go through occasional lonely spell, it usually doesn't have a lasting impact. Feeling lonely all the time is different, though it can affect kids in lots of ways, and it can lead to other difficulties. Kids who might feel lonely might be like more likely to have low self-esteem, less likely to take positive risks, more likely to be sad, disconnected, and worried, more likely to engage in risky behaviors, etc.
Okay. Then Division C, roll number 22. Shivam, start.
Yes, yes, sir. Am I audible?
Continue.
The topic and to the I the thing. Yes, my topic. My point of the boy cooking. Ability of cooking is a lifetime skill that everyone should when the skill of
Shivam, your
don't
voice
have
is
to
breaking. Is there any problem with the network connectivity?
yes sir from last 2 days in our in my area there
Oh,
is problem.
continue.
Okay. When a boy has the skill of cooking, they don't have to have the fear of going hungry, but rather just make something they like, and it is simplest to make. There are many advantages for a boys who know how to cook. They learn to be more independent. They save money, making whatever they like as they. And if married, they helping their wife by leaving out one chore for them not to do. And these days, boys are usually dependent on their moms or on later on their wives to cook for them. And in a way, they are kind of spoiled. And with this, they don't know how to cook the simplest of food. Whenever this food is a little delayed, they get hungry. And but when learning of a cook, the learning but the learning when learning of to cook on their own, they don't have to wait for the food to be made. And also they can make what they like to eat and how they like it made. Yes. And also they can make their food whenever they want, rather than bothering about their mother and wife. Another advantages of boys learning to cook is that when guys don't know how to cook, they usually spend their money on takeout and caterings. We all know that takeout food isn't all good. It may taste good, but you don't know what inside and how much fats and carbohydrate it may contain. It can cause them to either gain a lot of weight or gain harmful diseases. It is usually common for bachelors who aren't married and are living on their own. So if they learn how to cook, they then they could make food available at the home and know what their dish contains and can make healthy for themselves. Another advantages for of a boys learning to cook is that they don't have to bother
bother their wife or mother to make a food for them. Also, they could help out in the house by making food for a family. Sometimes, in a way, they are helping their mother or a wife with letting them have a break from at least one of the day in a week. Whenever they are hosting parties, the mother or a sisters usually do all the cooking for parties, especially there is a lot of cooking at that time. So once in a while, the guys can help out to some. So in conclusion, boys learning to cook have their advantages, and cooking is actually a fun. It's a very exciting when you make your family or friends try your food and compliment it how you made it, cutting, slicing, mixing, and adding when making food. It's like doing a little science experiment. Cooking can also be a type of art when designing cakes and cupcakes or designing how to organize the food in a plate. So at last, but not the least, I just want to tell you that every boy should know how to cook the food for their better futures also. Thank you.
Can you able to cook,
Yes, sir.
Shivam?
Yes, sir.
Are you helping to your mother?
Not all the days, but sometimes
Okay.
when mother gone out, that time I will.
And you are also going to help your wife.
Yes, sir.
You should be, huh? You should be.
Yes, sir.
At least one day, or wherever your wives need help, so that time you must be ready for that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
be
sir.
a responsible one and a positive guy. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Nicely
Thank you.
explained. Then division D, roll number 6. Division D, roll number 6. 6 is
Hi,
not
good
there.
morning, sir. Yes,
Ah,
sir, present, sir.
ah.
Good morning, everyone present here. And good morning, sir. My
Good
topic is
morning.
what human quality we need more and why. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Sir, we human have certain quality and each everyone being should have. Qualities that have power to help each other and every one of us and connect with our own selves and other around us at deeper level. Uh, we human nowadays we lack qualities that are they were important in past, but now we lack logic and reason. Uh, we put emotions before reasons. We become way too responsive and quick in showing our response and feelings. Logic and reason should be encouraged in people to use more often in our daily interaction. We also lack empathy. Empathy is something that our society badly needs. We all empathize our fellow human moods, but we never uh, we never show them what we feel from internal from our heart. We are also quick to point out mistakes and judge people that we fail to understand the reason behind someone's action. So empathy is something we lack. Our society lacks generosity and also compassion, mainly due to the overpopulation and due to which the competition is drastically increased. Everyone is living for themselves and no one thinks as a whole. One of reason could be due to fact that we have distanced ourselves from whole world. Uh, we have become more selfish. We need to change this attitude. Also, teach everybody the deep meaning of generosity and compassion. Uh, we humans nowadays we have started to find happiness in bigger stuff like uh, which are not in our capabilities. We should start looking happiness in the little things, and how they are beautiful. There is lack of self confidence, and due to which we sometimes take immature decisions. These are the only things which I think humans nowadays need human qualities, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Then division D roll number 2 is there. Division D roll number 2.
Yes, sir.
Okay, start. Roshni, start with your speech. Okay.
Sir, my topic is importance of education life. Today I am on the importance of education among in induced and poor people is still in issue in this modern technology advanced world that urgently needs to be addressed. People education is a solution of all social, personal, and business issues to live in society proper and higher education makes us more civils. Besides, it is very well known that education often generates self self confidence. To have self confidence, which leads to many positive effects and success in life, is a great blessing for us. It enables us, for instance, specific tasks to tackle the challenge of life and to maintain positive position. Education also direct the individual and development capitalists and or influences and to travel aid of education, the individual can change and modify his environment according to needs. सर इतना ही है.
ओके, अच्छे से प्रिपेयर करो थोड़ा बेटा.
यस सर.
थोड़ा अच्छा प्रिपेयर करो. Then division D roll number 2. Sorry, C. Division C roll number 2. Division C roll number 2 is there. Division C roll number 2. Division C roll number 2.
Yes, sir.
Division C roll number. Yes. Paresh.
Yes, sir.
Start on your camera and start.
A warm welcome and good morning, one and all present here. I am going to express my views on reforms in the present education system. Education can make people easy to lead but difficult to drive. True education is the drawing out of the mental faculties, and it is essential for leading a happy life. The motivations for reform have reflected the current needs of society. A consistent theme of reform include the idea that small systematic changes to educational standards will produce significant social returns in citizens' health, wealth, and well being. Many scientists, astronomers, and other professionals have done many kinds of research. They have made many inventions through education. It is a fact that education system in India is not the best one. Lack of reforms and improvements are making it quite boring and ineffective. Students are not taking much interest in studies. There are many factors that are leading this problem of student disinterest in education. The image of studies and education has been so reflective by the system. Education is more exploration than slogging for passing examinations and tests. However, the current system of education appears to be a burden. The most burden aspect of our education system is focusing only on books and paperwork. I just wonder why schools are not making the education system paper free. Education should be imparted through computer assisted techniques in today's world. All tasks in education system should be totally computerized. Our education policy makers must look into the problem to make a better system that is more practical and provides hands-on learning to the students. Thank you, sir.
Then division D roll number 31 is there. Division D roll number 31. Division D roll number 31. Division D roll number 31. 30. 30.
Yes, sir.
Division D. हाँ.
Sir, not prepared, preparing.
Why not prepared? Because yesterday itself I have posted the list of topic, and that is the reason. That's why yesterday only I have posted, so that you people going to get the time for preparation. In spite of that, what is the problem? Sushant,
Yes, sir. Yes,
not
preparing, sir.
serious?
Serious, sir.
And if you are serious, then you must be ready. Because already I have told you that randomly I can pick up any one of you. Because that will show your readiness. And if I go to the roll number wise, then the other will be so relaxed. So that's why I'm taking any of student. Then division D roll number 48. Division D roll number 48. Division D roll number 48.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
On your
One
camera
minute.
and start.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, I am audible. So today I
Yes,
am
yes,
going
you
to
are
speak.
audible.
Good morning, sir, and my dear friends. Today I am going to speak on the golden moments of our that is childhood memories. The memories of a childhood where the dreams that with you or the you wake. Childhood memories shape our personality and our future. They reminds us about our memories that we wake up in our childhood. They help us to shape our mistakes and make our
Okay.
life better. Le- in that there are many golden moments that happen in our life. The most important common point is our first day of our school. When we went to first day of our school in childhood. Uh, the, there are many more points that that tells about our childhood memories. Uh, I am I I have been grown up in the most loving family, in the most loving family that in which the most important is the most important is that I play. There are very many points that I would to share with you. That is, I have played many more games like cricket and football with my friends and my brothers, which tells about my memory in my life, in my life. Uh, Hello, sir.
Hello,
Hello.
completed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then division C, roll number 10. Division C, roll number 10.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir.
Ah.
Good morning to our respected sir and all my dear friends. I am Pranav Chavan from Division C, and I am here to conduct a topic that is the future of democracy in India. As we know that our India has adopted democracy as a government, there is no institution in a country which today is not run on a democratic principles. Democracy is a mere way of life than a government. As once Abraham Lincoln has said, democracy is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. India is described as the largest democracy in the world with a population of about over 90 crore, but it lags in the respects with like the 30% of our population is below the poverty line, and even after the 5 decades of our independence. And also we may claim from the rooftops that our country have achieved much progress, but the result of this progress are monopolized by the handful of people, and it is a fact that this result and these people that the rich are becoming richer and the poor are becoming poorer. This lopsided distribution of wealth has generated cynicism among the people, and this might be a threat to our democracy. In order for the proper working of the democracy, there should be an healthy opposition, educated electorate, independent judiciary, and a free press. In order to remove or at least reduce poverty line, we must ensure adequate education and which means of livelihood to all citizens. Once this is done, India will be in the forefront of the developed nation and with an enviable growth rate and a stable economy. In this pursuit of an industrial and the material progress, we must not lose sight on the latest advances in agriculture. After India is predominantly an agriculture country, and I would like to conclude my speech by saying that democracy in a vast country like India will survive if the people are made realize of their duties and responsibilities with the inspiration and efforts of the leaders who would stand united irrespective of the political ideologies for the integrity of a country. Thank you.
Good. Then division D, roll number 22. Division D, roll number 22.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir, and everyone. Today I have given a topic to speak on mother. See, Rudyard Kipling, the writer, has widely said that God could not God could not be everywhere, and that's why He made mothers. Mother, one of the most beautiful and pure creation of God, can create everything. God can create everything in this world. But to enter into this world, he himself needed a mother. This is the example of how important mother is in human life. As humans, we need protection, love, support, and care. We accept all this from God, but on behalf of him, he created mother, because the purpose of mother herself is to love, protect, care, and be there for her child. Not just humans but animals as well are blessed with this unconditionally loving and sacrificing creature. We say that God does not expect anything in return from his devotees. So does mother. She is the only creature in this world who she is the only creature in this world who only gives and suffers and all the pain without any returns, and all she does is pray to God for her child. Uh, as as all this confirms that Mother herself is a Holy Spirit. In every culture, we respect, and in every culture, a mother is considered to be superior, and we all do respect her with that superiority. According to me, we should worship our mother herself, as she is the holy, living Holy Spirit on behalf of God. Sir?
Finish.
Yes, sir.
Completed, Neha?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Then division C, roll number 27 is there. Division C, roll number 27.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, beta.
Sir, today's my topic is failure. So, failure are the pillars of the sources. There goes an old saying: to be a champion, fight one or more rounds, which proves right or true. Success always come to the people who tries and never give up on their failure. To be a winner, one has to be learned to face the things with courage and a determination. Success is not easy to achieve. A person has always to go through many ups and downs, with also managing their obstacles to reach their desired goals. A little failure does not matter much to a person, but we should make sure that mistakes that happen shouldn't be again, because within each failure there is a hidden lesson or a message on a success for sure. Uh, and we have to learn a new thing from that failure. We all hear a story of an ant who is trying to climb a wall. We should keep in mind that after a failure, we should keep in mind that after a failure only we get success, and we should keep trying till we can't reach on the top. History to sprinkle with such instance where success was granted only after passing through a series of a failure. Um, uh, I think life is an interesting game. It doesn't it does not guarantee that success will be yours at every point in every round. There is nothing wrong there is nothing wrong in losing, but we should never forget the lessons learned by the each failure, and we should and we said before and I said before that we should keep trying again and again. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Then division D, roll number 20. Division D, roll number 20. Division D, roll number 20 is there. 19. Division Division D, roll number 19.
Yes, sir. Can I start?
Yes, yes.
Dear friends, good morning to all of you. Myself, Atharva Thray, to all our meeting. As I have been observing all the students, so that we can discuss our dreams and
Atharva,
aims in
please on the camera.
life. Okay, sir. So that we can discuss our dreams and aims in our life and what we ultimately aspire to become. So here I am deliver a short speech on dream and discuss with each other what is that we all want aim to become. Dreams, as we all know, are the integral part of everyone's life. For without them, there would be no meaning in life. Our life will become like a lost ship on a ship sailing aimlessly without any direction. I am sure no one would be to see himself or herself in such a terrible situation as this. Without dreams, life would be like chasing an unseen shadow which has no substance and no meaning whatever. Therefore, we need to have some dreams in our life, whatever big or small. Even people who gain success in life and has dream to chase which made them what they are today. Interestingly, such people do not give up dreaming and one after the other set new benchmark in life. So to go high up in the ladder of success, we will, if we will have no dreams and nothing to work towards, life would certainly become aimless. We will lose interest in life and ultimately start hating it. It is the only with dreams or ambitions. We see ourselves finding a meaning in life. We become confident and gain a new perception of life. There are many failures while working towards our dream, but those failures should not deter us from the dream. Rather than strengthening up and believe in our own faith, we can achieve what we want. Dreams are Hello? Dream are constant driving factor and give us a purpose in life. Having said this, I would also like to mention
Shivani, mic mute करो आपका शिवानी. शिवानी.
a positive attitude toward life and should always be ready to walk an extra mile for accomplish our dream. So, my friends, from now on, I sincerely believe that you will never give up on your dreams and persistently work toward achieving them. Thank you. बस झाला.
चांगलं गेलं चांगलं.
Atharva, you want to say something?
So, वायफाय गेला होता, so speech झाली.
Okay, yeah. Okay, no problem. So now we are going to stop here, and the remaining student must be ready tomorrow, whatever the time that we have for tomorrow's lecture. And in advance, already I have given the topic, so please take the advantage of that, and you must be well prepared. And also the focus on the various things that we are dealing with the non-verbal communication. So in the lectures, there are so many aspects that already we have gone through. So while communicating, that all the aspects must be there. Okay. So unless and until if you are not deeply involved with the topic and the kind of thing that you are dealing with, So it never going to give effect to your communication. So the deep involvement is required. Then also you can have some points. Yes, Shashank, you want to say something? Shashank Gule.
No, sir.
Then why you are unmute?
Sir, by mistakenly it's happened.
Okay. So next time all must be well prepared. And next time I'm not going to give any kind of excuse. So those who are going to absent for the next lecture, so for them there will be no extra turn. Okay. Now division C, roll number